for the Prime Minister, Donald Trump is right on the Chagos deal. This is surrendering British territory with a strategic military base on it for no reason whatsoever. It weakens our country. It is not in the national interest. It is a good deal for China and Russia. And the worst part is we're paying £35 billion of reparations to give away territory which we bought in the 1960s. That is wrong.
Do you still regard President Trump as a reliable ally?
Well, President Trump has made some decisions which I agree with and others which I disagree with. What matters is what is in the British national interest. If President Trump does something that is great for us in the UK, I will agree. If he does things which are not good for the UK, I will disagree. But the most important thing is British national interest.
President Trump has said that the handling of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius is an act of great stupidity. Is he right?
Well, I have been talking about this for a year. We have been practically screaming at Labour to stop this deal. It was negotiated by the Attorney General, Lord Hermer, and Jonathan Powell. It is a bad deal for the UK. There is actually no reason whatsoever for them to be giving this territory away. In government, we stopped talks with Mauritius. They said they wanted to talk. We had a conversation with them, and we said, no thanks, we're not doing it. Labour get into office, and they give away the territory, and worse than that, they pay £35 billion to do so.
Is it now time to increase defence spending much faster, given that the US is increasingly seen by many as an unreliable ally?
We need to... sorry, let me start again. Just got to swallow it. We need to increase defence spending. Irrespective of what the US is doing, we can see that the world is becoming much more dangerous. There is an axis of authoritarian states, Iran, Russia, North Korea. They're doing so much to destabilize the world. This is not the time for us to pretend that it is 1995. Defence spending has been decreasing since 1985, pretty much year on year until the war in Ukraine. It is now time for us to increase spending. And I have told Keir Starmer that I will work with him. The Conservative Party will work with the government in order to find the money to pay for defence, and the first place we should start is by cutting welfare spending.
In your view, should the UK expel US forces from British bases in retaliation to President Trump's threat of tariffs?
No, I think that would be the wrong thing. America is still our closest military ally. What we need right now is a Prime Minister who can speak to Donald Trump and make sure he gets a good deal for the UK. What we should not be doing is escalating tension with the US. We already have enough problems as it is. Let's not create more.
On defections, last week you said after Robert Jenrick's defection that you were confident there would be no more defections. Then we had Andrew Rosendale. I ask, are you still confident there'll be no more defections to reform?
I said there would be no defections from the shadow cabinet. That has not happened. The person who left this week was not a member of the shadow cabinet. And what I do see is a stronger and more united team. If people are not team players, then they don't belong in my team. The Conservative Party is a group of people who care about this country, and we're working for national interest, not self-interest.
Nigel Farage said Andrew Rosendale would not be the last MP to put country before parties before the May 7th deadline. What's your response, and who else in your party is on defection watch?
My response is that I'm talking about what matters to the country. How do we deal with the cost of living? How do we make sure that we spend money on defence? How do we deal with the threats our country faces? That's what I have press conferences about, where we get the money from. All Nigel Farage talks about is what's happening in his party and who's joining. He does not have a serious plan for this country.
And finally, on the water industry, do you accept that the Conservatives share responsibility for the current state of the water industry? Who should pay for it? And what will your party do to address it?
My party is looking very, very closely at how we can improve the state of the utilities in the UK. It is quite clear the standards are falling. We did quite a lot in terms of measuring what was going on in pollution. No one even knew what was happening until we started measuring it. And I think the measuring meant that others thought that we were creating those problems. But we are, again, still the only party that actually understands the water industry. We know that it is important that they succeed so that they can deliver clean, safe and cheap water to all the people in our country. And that's what we're fighting for.